Well, time for another little update on the project here. As you can see, I was able to get the pedals in. I was finally able to get that clip on, thanks to a friend of mine, Eric, who showed me. Turns out when I took the bolts out and I pulled the assembly out, and was trying to get the clip off, I had it turned a little bit sideways, which made the clip look like it was on top. And when I pulled it off, so I'm like, okay, well, that's how it goes back on again. Turns out when it is actually in, the clip is off to the side at like a 90-degree angle. So I was trying to put it in a place that it wouldn't go in. So that's why it didn't go. As soon as we figured out, it took him a minute too, but as soon as we figured out that it went in sideways, boom, yep, fits right in, real super easy. But good thing too, because I bent the one I had trying to force it in the wrong way, and turns out when I talked to the local Ford dealer that Ford does not sell just that little clip. You have to buy the whole assembly, which is idiotic, but that's just what they did. So I got that in. I was able, and then I got all of the wiring assembly, the harness that went up through the firewall. I got that pulled back, and I did I got the new harness hooked in on the passenger side door, got everything disconnected over on that side. I was hoping to not necessarily have to pull the heating cooling piece there, but as you can kind of see over there, that one wire goes down behind and comes out the bottom over there. So unfortunately, I am going to have to pull that whole piece out to get that one part of the wiring harness out from behind. And unfortunately, I just cannot get those pieces, those couple hoses, disconnected. I just can't get my hands up in there. So I'm going to have to I guess, wait to take care of that till I get the engine. I was hoping to get the whole dash put back in and everything like that, but I did not. However, as you can see there, a couple holes there. I did get I got the piece that goes down right there which is pieces for underneath for the brakes and a couple other things underneath. I dropped the rear gas tank. I dropped the gas tank out, and the wiring harness that came through the firewall right there and came up and in right here, I got pulled out, which connected in to the brakes and a couple other things. If you can see, but all the way back up in there is where the hoses come through for the heating cooling pieces, and like I said, I just cannot quite get at those. I got the hood taken off, so I got more clearance for all of that. Got the little cowls off there, and on this side, as we can see right there, where the came through part of the wiring harness, and then came all the way through up here, and came up and connected in up here, and as for a couple modules here, getting their power as part of that. So I got all that taken care of. There is the gas tank right there. And as you can see right there. But yeah, that one piece of the wiring harness just comes down right there, and I just cannot get it without pulling that. But here, as you can see, quite a bit of wires. That is all of the wiring harness from the 07, and up there is just a little bit of the GT500 that I got to loop up in there. But the majority of this, there's a lot of wire there. That's all for the 07. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. That I got most of that done. Not quite as much as I was hoping for the weekend, but a good piece of it. Still not sure what to do as far as the engine goes for the supercharger, since I sold mine, as I mentioned last week, and I was working that deal with that guy, and he ended up selling it. I did find this week another guy that was selling a Gen 2R from VMP. However, we came to a deal last Monday, but I told him Tuesday I would get his info from him and send him the money, and I asked him for it, didn't hear anything. A couple days later I asked again and still have not heard anything yet, so I'm going to try again tonight. Otherwise, I don't know if he changed his mind or decided he wanted to back out or whatever, but hopefully it comes through. Otherwise, I guess I'll be on the hunt again for another supercharger, but kind of sucks that might be two now that I have not gotten the deal on. And this one, like I said, we even came to terms for the price, and I would pay for the shipping myself and not go through him. And he said great, and I said okay. Well, I was on the way out to a friend of mine's, and so can I text you tomorrow and get the info for you to send you the money? He's like, yeah, that's fine. He goes, I'm in no rush, but I have not heard from him, so I don't know what's going on with that. So but that's where we are at the moment with the project. Slowly but surely making progress. Oh, and I did, to make it a little bit easier this time from when I dropped the GT500, I bought a little bit of a siphon kit there and got all of the gas out, or most of it out of the gas tank before I dropped it to make it not so unwieldy to get down. One interesting thing is if anybody else pulls one of the newer Mustangs, pulls the gas tank out, besides the straps that hold it on, there are a couple pieces, kind of as you can see there, a couple pieces of like double-sided, or a couple big pieces there, double-sided stick tape. So even after you drop the pieces down from the brackets that are holding it in place, it does not want to come down on its own. I end up having to put a pry bar in and break it loose from that double-sided tape there. So that is some pretty good stuff. But that is about it for this week is where we're at. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye.